As the great Florida Evans would say, from Good Times.
Oh.
Damn. What happened, Morgan? What happened? It was a great game. It was 80. Kings Postgame Live brought to you by Toyota. Got to get the sponsored.
Of course.
What happened?
Well, what's crazy about this, too, is that it's not like Steph Curry went off for a 51-point game. You couldn't stop him. Actually, he scored his last bucket at 5:37 of the third.
So you're saying the 53-19 run that the Warriors ended the game on, Steph Curry didn't have any of those
Wasn't
points.
even a part of it. It was 81-74 at that point, and the Kings were up, and Steph had no part of that run. Just to rub it in there. I could rub in a few more things.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Say that for the podcast.
Okay, you
all right?
got
Say that for the podcast. 137-103 is your final score. Kings fall to the Warriors tonight. So much to get to. We'll hear from Doug and the players coming up in just a little bit. But you told me, you mentioned it, the Kings are now 8-30. Mm-hmm. Worst start to a season in Kings history.
Officially, because the last one was 2010-11 Kings. They started 9-29 through 38 games. So this is officially the worst start. It doesn't feel good.
No, I'm shook right now.
I know.
I'm shook. I'm really shook right now. And we're professional. We got a job to do, so we're going to talk about this game. I said it was 84-84 with 3:02 left to go. And then a 13-0 run to end the third, tacking another basket to start the fourth. All in all, 15-0 run. What do you think changed? What happened there?
I feel like the Kings went really soft. They were doing a better job of being physical early on. Even, actually, to start the second half, they were being physical. I was like, oh, this defense is looking good. Dylan Cardwell even had a few moments and everything. And then it just went away. The Warriors did not feel them. And then on top of that, I even felt with Steph Curry when he was still in there before the run, they just kept switching everything. And then they kept going with that, even with playing their defense for the rest of this game. And nobody felt them. It was, I'm like trying to, like, we're processing in real time. This is instant reaction. And I felt okay even in that fourth quarter when we were watching it. And then talking about it now, it's like, no, when you look at all the things that they did so wrong, where it's just so strange that they started off so strong.
Right.
Why and how did they go away from that? It's not like the Warriors, again, it's not like Steph Curry went off and was doing his thing. It was the Kings just taking the foot off the gas and saying, I guess we don't want this.
It's like tapping out, right? Like, and you know, you heard Mark talk about it during the broadcast. You got to finish out quarters strong. And to your point, if the Warriors go on a 13-0 run, 15, you're thinking, all right, Steph probably went off, hit 3 or 4 straight threes, got the crowd. It was Quentin Post and Pajimski and Moody and just all these other guys. And it's frustrating. It really is, because it's almost sort of similar to what we saw in Dallas. We've seen this from time to time.
Yeah.
The Kings are there. They're playing good basketball. They're right there with the team. And then they just let go of the rope.
Well, and that's the other thing, too, because at the half, you and I know we could have gone in talking about better things that the Kings were doing. And, of course, I still wanted to point out just one negative thing, you know, I still got to hold them accountable for, and it was the Warriors scoring in the paint. The Warriors finished this game with 60 points in the paint. They are the worst at scoring in the paint in the league. Last. They are last in the league in scoring in the paint. And so even when you see that number, you see that dominance in the paint, but then the dominance in the fourth quarter, end of the third, going into the fourth. I just, and then the other number you had pointed out, the bench points. The bench points for the Warriors.
Bench points,
66 bench points for the Warriors to the Kings 38. Kyle, it didn't matter who was going in for the Warriors there at the end. It was like just like a sprinkle of magic. Like, let's make sure the Kings still lose these games by an average of whatever it is. I think in the 6-game losing skid, it's like by an average of 20.8 points per game. But this will make that go a little higher. Yeah,
this is the third largest defeat of the season. And remember, it was 84-84 with 3:02 left to go in this game. And they get outscored 53-19 after that. That is unfathomable. I can't wait to hear from Doug and the players about this one. You mentioned Steph Curry tonight. And Steph came out, on fire, 27 points for the game. He came out strong, also had 10 assists. What did you think about just how we were able to defend Steph? This was light work, I felt like, for him tonight.
It was. That's a great way to put it. Light work for Steph Curry. The 10 assists, too. We know he can facilitate, do everything he needs to do out there to make his teammates better because he's such a threat. But you saw on so many different one of these highlights, lowlights, whatever you want to call them, of Steph Curry shooting the basketball. It was just him simplifying the game for himself, reading what the defender was giving him. Okay, right there, Keon was just a little bit in that drop. I'm going to go around. Oh, and I remember that one specifically. Keon conceded to a switch early on, and then by the time the ball got to Steph, it was just like someone was going to be too late. Someone was going to give him a little bit of space. You cannot make any mistakes when you're a bad defensive team. You cannot make any mistakes against Steph Curry, because once he does get going like that, it's just like it is all over. It's night-night. Night-night.
I mean, producer Nick, he put together a hell of a rundown right here.
Sure did.
It ain't about the rundown
Get it,
tonight.
Kyle.
I'm sorry, big fella. It ain't about the rundown right now, because as a fan base, as an organization, as a team, as players, as coaches, you hear Doug talk about it. We demand better. We want better. And this ain't it. This just ain't it, guys. It's one thing to lose a basketball game.
Yeah.
But you're in the fight. You are in the fight.
Kyle, you and I were talking about how excited we were about talking about the actual game and basketball being played out there. Then you come in here in the fourth quarter and we're just like, okay, where's this one going? It went so bad. There's almost no point talking about what Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan did in the beginning of this game. Sure, it was amazing. It was so fun to watch. They were attacking. They were being aggressive. But it doesn't matter. It's almost like I would have rather had watched a game where everything was so bad in the first half and then they fought back. Oh, man, it's too bad they had to get down. But when we have to finish off a game like this, it's big picture. It's not even about what went down and, Malik Monk playing in his 19 minutes and playing some good basketball. Even that's so weird.
All right, we do got to get to some elements. Our Mercedes-Benz of Stockton star player of the game. We got to. This is a 30-minute show. I can't hammer them all 30 minutes here. Let's talk about DeMar DeRozan. Led the way with 24 points. 10 of 19. And the thing about what all this we're going to see, first quarter, second quarter, first three quarters, everything's great.
Yeah.
And tell me about DeMar.
Well, and even in the start of the run at the end of the third, I believe he was not in the game during that time. And it was one of those moments where I'm like, oh, man, you need DeMar to play 40 minutes tonight. He ended up playing 35 minutes, keeping this team in it, 10 of 19, like you said, from the field. But really, even the free throws for especially the Kings, they're 10 of 13 at the line. DeMar only getting to the line, attempting 5 free throws. We're used to seeing him just manipulate and do so much more there. But, I mean, it was a great game by DeMar. 3 steals as well. I thought on the defensive end, he was reading things correctly, 24 points. But I look at the box score, even in his stat line, I go, but what does it mean for this team? If it's not going to translate to a win, if it's 35 minutes being played, then do I just need to see opportunities for even more opportunities for the young guys?
Yeah.
I don't know.